Srikal, Namaskar, Salam, Adab, and welcome to another episode of Bondi Bhel. And as we have had a lovely, fantastic guest this season, and we bring the best of both worlds, Bondi from Sydney and Bhel Puri from the Chowpatty of Goa and India, Bollywood. And as I remember Bollywood, my co-host and my friend is right there in Goa. ठंडी ठंडी हवा ले रहा है वो beaches की. Ravi,
Hey
Ravi Kapoor,
guys,
how are you?
how are you? So,
Um,
who's our guest today, man? I'm just very curious.
yeah. Actually, you know what? Today's guest, I just want to tell to our audience, is no stranger to Bollywood Central audience or the artistic community, Bollywood artistic community of Sydney. And without further ado, let me just invite Shabnam Tawakol.
Hi.
Hi,
Hey,
Shabnam.
Shabnam.
Hello. Hi from the top of the world.
Have you been to India anytime, Shabnam?
I've never been. And that's why we were just discussing that you should take me there, Arvind.
Why not? Yeah. So your background is Malaysian, half Malaysian. Just tell us a little bit about your background.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, look, my mother is Malaysian born, ethnicity is Indian ancestry, and my dad is Iranian. But I was born in Malaysia, but I've never been to India, although I have that in my ancestry. Yeah.
How did you get inclined to learn Indian classical dance? How did
Yeah,
that?
she's a very good Kathak dancer, man.
Yeah,
Thank you. Oh,
And we'll talk a little bit more about it here,
yeah,
but
absolutely.
please let us know.
classical dance, I know. I didn't want anything to do with it, to be honest, as a kid. And I think I would have been 7, 8, and my mom dragged me to Bharatanatyam classes, and I just hated it because he was just, I don't know, this kind of teacher, really strict, and sort of had this stick banging
Oh
on the
my
floor.
God.
Yeah, the stick banging on the
Was
floor.
she chewing pan?
And I was crying every time. I said, I don't want this. But, every Indian mother, dreams for their daughters to be dancers, unfulfilled dream of hers. And I'm really glad that she took me, to be honest, because even though I hated it then, as I grew older and become a little more aware of, who I was and what I wanted, I went and pursued it again.
Please take us through how Foreign Star of Bengal happened to you, Shabnam. How did it came about, and and you're directing the challenges and everything. It'll be interesting to know a little bit of insight about that.
Foreign Star Bengal came to me through Arvind, lovely Arvind, through also my dance teacher at the time. I had sort of directed a few scenes and part of a play in the dance production for a few years. And then I think Aguru Sumati suggested to Arvind to come to me, maybe to direct. And we started to talk, and bit of toing and froing. And I read the script, and I was thinking, I haven't had an opportunity to direct, and I was thinking that I'd like to give it a go, to have the challenge. And when I read it, I thought there was a few things there that I found really attractive. It was the romance, I think, the old-fashioned sort of romance, the story, classic story, and it had a beautiful ending. All the stuff that you love to watch in a Bollywood film. I thought, this could be great on stage, and it'll be a good challenge for me to try out directing a whole play. And boy, was it a challenge. But of course, like a typical artist, we can't let go of acting and dancing. And I did all three, directing, acting, and dancing. And that was, on reflection, probably not a good idea. I would never do that again.
I know that you've got a very good puppeting background with Horizon Theatre. So tell us, and you went to the World Puppet Carnival. Tell us something about that.
I've been lucky enough our troupe has been lucky enough to be invited to a number of World Puppet Carnivals around the world. the past several years. My skill is acting and specialized in puppetry of all forms. So this theatre company specializes in visual theatre, so it's not always language dependent, which allows us to travel everywhere and communicate to audiences all around the world. And language is not a barrier. So I've been recently, the last show we did was a few years back in pre-COVID, just before COVID hit, was in Borneo, Malaysia. There was a World Puppet Carnival there. Then Kazakhstan, Russia, Romania, all these places it took us to, which was amazing. These are called sort of a string of World Puppet Carnivals. So yeah, look, that was incredible. And what they are is really bringing sort of artists, the top artists around the world to perform to the local audience, bringing puppeteers, actors together. And that was obviously a competition as well, where we were awarded a number of prizes for our shows. So I was part of a troupe that took original sort of pieces with actors performing with puppets, and it was very well received, and we got really great reviews, especially in Russia, which is very well known for their acting and theatre and puppetry as well. We had some great public reviews there, and it was just marvelous.
I have a question. What do you enjoy the most, acting, directing, or dancing?
Oh, that's a really hard one. I'd have to put acting and dancing in the one box for me, and they're intertwined. I can't separate them.
Not everything at one go, together.
But if someone put a gun to my head and said, which one choose, I'd say dancing. Like, you have to let one go. Dancing.
I knew it.
Because dancing is not separate. Dancing is acting. Yeah, that's the basis. Movement. Yeah, expression. When you learn classical Indian dancing, it's not dancing, it is acting, it is performing. So that's the base, yeah? So I'll be able to have both if I have that kind of dancing, it's great. If someone said, let go of something. But both acting and dancing, they're so closely intertwined, you can't separate them really. Directing, look, I'm new to it, I had a go, fantastic. I'm excited to potentially do more productions of my own, create my own work. But I guess I'm just more familiar with dancing and acting. So that's why I choose that. And also dancing, especially because acting is already there in dancing anyway. Yeah.
And when you're not directing, it saves you the headache as well.
All the headache. Dealing with people. I can't deal with myself. I have to deal with everyone else too. Yeah, you need special superpower skills for directing. My hat's off.
Yeah, we used to, call her Shabnam with horns, Shabnam without horns.
Angel, and then with the horn. Which one does she have on today?
So when she's nice and happy, she's like, the angel with, but then suddenly something would happen, and it was like, yeah.
You'll see smoke behind everyone.
That's the fun part of doing these productions. You get to know people, every part of their life, their behavior and everything. It just because you go through so many emotions and everything in a production, film production or theater, whatever. There's so many emotions involved.
It's a big challenge, and artists, we're already emotional people, so sensitive, and then to be working on something extra emotional, it's a really good challenge actually for personal development. Absolutely.
Shabnam, I have a question, which is I just, as I'm listening to you, it's quite fascinating what all you have done. Now that you said you have, your family background is a mixture of Indian and Persian, and which was the other one? You said there was another one you mentioned.
Malaysian.
Indian.
Malaysian, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But I see that you're more influenced to Indian culture in a way. Is that a conscious thing, or is kind of just happened that you're more inclined towards?
Because her mom was dragging her to those classes, no? So
Well, I think yes, that's probably more because of my mom's influence. But I actually do Persian dancing as well, interesting enough. But I just guess in the context that you know me in, you don't see that. Yeah, so that's something that I have dabbled in as well. But I guess, in Sydney, there's more of an industry and more opportunities with the Indian side. A lot of people are more artistic and they get into it. The Iranian culture here, not so much. They have beautiful classical musicians and other sort of poetry readings and things like that, which is not really accessible for me because of the language. But I have done some things in the Persian communities, but I guess it's not going to take off as much as in the Indian scene because there's more opportunities there, I guess. Yeah.
I want to show you guys something, and I'm very curious to know what's going on here. Okay, what's happening here?
I love that character. I love that character. Do you know who that is? Guess what character I was playing? You'll never guess.
Something from Shakespeare?
Yeah. So I'm playing, that's Ophelia from Shakespeare, from Hamlet. Yes, Ophelia from Hamlet. And of course, if you're familiar with Hamlet, Ophelia, she turns mad, sort of, she's rejected by Hamlet in a sense, the very simplest way of putting it. And that's her scene where she goes mad, I'll say mad, but I turned it into mad as in, yes, crazy mad, but mad as in like feminist protester mad, like I'm taking this to the street and I'm telling you how it is, because she's quite a submissive character, and I hated playing the submissive.
With a wedding veil.
Absolutely hated it. So I twisted the character into a crazy mad, I'm angry mad scene, but also funny mad because it was quirky. I turned that microphone into a puppet, and I had my sunglasses into a puppet, and then I came down to the audience and I was interacting with them, and I was really happy when they were just laughing. They were just laughing their heads off at me.
What are your future goals and aspirations with whatever COVID is?
Yes, I know. Well, this year I've got some things lined up, which I'm very grateful for, despite being COVID. Hope, fingers crossed, the vaccinations happen or things ease up a little bit. We hopefully can continue on those international festivals. I think that'll be in the longer term future though. And also I'm just starting on working on my own sort of ideas, my own productions with puppetry, dance, movement, mime. Have a lot of ideas that are kind of put away or had in mind, and I thought I better start just getting into the discipline of trying things, rehearsing. So that's what I'll be doing next, and see what emerges from that. Organically. Often I find when I'm in that zone, things come up, interesting things come up, and becomes a show. So I'm quite excited to have that journey in that process. Yeah.
See, when you're in theater world or television or film, there are always funny moments in life. So, Shabnam, please take us through some funny moments in your recent project. Something you say, oh, what the hell that happened? Why did that happen?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so well, I don't know. There's always funny moments, with colleagues on stage. I guess we just giggle at silly things. Even when you have like an intense scene where you're so emotional and it's such a painful scene, or I find it really it's just, as artists, as actors, the ability to go, oh, hold on, this is an act, it's not real. And you can just step out of it and just giggle and just laugh at this tragic scene. It's so silly, I know, but it's just stress relieving. You're like, hey, it's just a play, just relax. And sometimes, I was reading a lot of the poetry from Rumi, and it's exactly sometimes in life. That's what it is. It's like a play. We're living a dream. We're living a play. And even in our darkest moments, we can step back and kind of have a giggle and have a laugh and go, it's actually okay.
Do you play pranks with your cast sometimes?
I think they play pranks. I think they play pranks on me. I'm not the prankster. So. I'm the serious one, and they play pranks on me. But I'm known to fall off the stage every time. You just ask my theatre director, and that's the story she'll tell all the time. We'll hear a thud backstage because I'm up on this sort of puppet stage, and I have to, run down as a character to the bottom level, and I'm trying my best to get there quickly, and you'll hear this loud thud, and she's at the back there with the lighting director going, oh, that's Shabnam. Oh my goodness. And then I'll just be coming half limping and continuing my character, and then in pain at the end of the show because of the adrenaline, of course, kicked in, and I forget about the pain on stage. But yeah, I'll be always falling off stage, but always in character, staying in character.
Ravi, should we start with the rapid fire rounds?
Yeah. I can't wait, man. That's the fun part.
That's
yeah. We'll put you in a spot.
I'm dead.
All right. Okay. First question. What did you wanted to be growing up?
I wanted to be a clown.
Why not? Bring it on.
Love clowns. Yeah.
Your favorite movie, both Hollywood and Bollywood?
Oh no, I don't know the names. Dil Se.
Ah,
So
wow. Why not?
I love the love
She's
the
a Shah
music.
Rukh fan. I
Yeah.
can tell you
Yeah,
that.
sexy Sharo. Favorite movie? I just saw Shawshank Redemption. Oh my goodness! Again, after years, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Hollywood
Yeah.
film. Yeah.
That's
I
one.
might
Oh,
have
brilliant.
watched it maybe 5 times.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty
Just
sure Ravi, you
brilliant.
might have watched it
I've
many
seen it
times
quite a
too.
few times. Yeah. I watched it
The acting
the
is
other day.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Your favorite play?
Oh, my favorite play. I think it was Lion King. To be honest, I love that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. I
That's
missed it
beautiful.
somehow. I definitely wanted to go. I missed it.
Yeah, that was stunning, breathtaking.
What do you
Okay,
hate the most?
What do I hate the most?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know, actors who don't listen, thinking of foreign girl directing stuff. I'm one of those actors that don't listen,
Producers.
so I copped it.
there is a grapevine going on. She's like, I hate
There's a
that.
theme. There's a theme. My karma.
Your worst fear?
Oh, my worst fear is probably not fulfilling my dreams and my hopes and my love in art, all the ideas that I have. Maybe, I don't know, just going through life without having had a go.
All right. What do you love the most?
Oh, I think I love the most the feeling of love, just that feeling of love on
Okay.
stage between people, just the feeling of being in love and having love in your life. That's what I love the most. I don't know what to say.
Your favorite place in Australia?
Oh, gee. I think my favorite place would be the beach, anywhere that's near the beach. Love the beach and swimming in the beach. On the coast of anywhere in Australia, we're just surrounded by water. And we're so lucky.
Bondi.
I'm sure you.
Bondi.
Bondi
Yeah,
and,
not
the,
where there's
and the bale in hand.
Yeah, exactly. See,
Bondi.
we invited the right guest today.
Next question is, who do you aspire to meet?
Oh, I would love to meet Meera Nair from India, the director.
Oh yeah,
I love her work and her directing, her ideas, and how she brought beautiful subjects to life in a very accessible way. Interesting subjects that not everyone touches. I would love to meet her. Yeah, I've always loved to, and would love to work in something of hers. Wow.
What's the craziest thing you have ever done?
I think the question should be, what's not the craziest thing I've ever done? What's the craziest thing I've ever done? I remember being quite naughty in high school when it was end of year. We went around chucking eggs. It's a kind of a tradition. Year 12 graduation. Oh my God, this is on live. It's gonna be filmed.
Not on
Yeah.
not on your teachers, yeah?
No, actually, I couldn't get to them.
All right. Last question. Which dead celeb you would like to meet?
Oh, celeb.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
about
mean,
a
famous
celebrity.
people or anybody, not has to be a celebrity.
Oh,
But if-
look, I know this is going to sound weird, but having just done Shakespeare,
Okay. Okay.
Why not? Bring it on.
why not? Let's have a chat, Shakespeare, because there's some stuff of his that I need to have a chat with him about what he was thinking.
Thank you very much, Shabnam. We have come to the end of our show, and that rapid fire was very well handled. A Mandarin for you for that. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Shabnam Tawakol for you. And thank you, Shabnam, for being part of Bondi Bhel. It was always fantastic, talking to you, whether it is in an Indian restaurant or sipping chai somewhere, or now in COVID times, actually talking in an internet fashion. Thank you very much for being a part
Thank
of the show.
you.
It
Thank
was
you for
so,
having me on. Yeah, I hope to see you again soon, Arvind. Yeah, it's been a long time.
it was so lovely
And
to meet
hope to
you, Shabnam.
meet up with you, Ravi, in
Absolutely.
person.
Yeah, definitely. When things gets better,
We'll
Absolutely.
I
drag him to Australia back. Yeah.
yeah, I will
Enough
do
of
everything.
Goa की बहुत हवा ले ली तुमने.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
वापस
Time
आ
to come back.
जा. All
Yeah.
right, and thank you very much for your love that you've been pouring for Bondi Bhel and Bollywood Central. And I would like to request you, अगर आपको हमारे shows पसंद आ रहे हैं, please do subscribe, like, hit the bell icon so that you can be always informed of new upcoming shows, and do follow us on Facebook.